paint I'm mixing up is spinel black oil paint made with the linseed oil and spinel black pigment. Spinel's not a pigment that's commonly used for black paint, but it's the most neutral of all black pigments, meaning it doesn't have any blue or brown tones. It's really the most light absorbent black. And spinel is a gemstone. Ruskin on monotony. The sea waves, resembling each other in general mass, but none like its brother in minor divisions and curves, are a monotony. We trust objects from history more than a story because they are a physical, tangible evidence. Objects that have shown resilience through thousands of years are carriers of memory. Objects are imbued with the life of their makers. The way we experience objects is shaped by the physical properties of the objects themselves. Objects acquire special powers from the strength of feeling which has been poured into them. When promoting a work of art or an artist, it is important to access the personal backstory. The artist and the promoter have to be open and willing to collaborate on an unconventional story. Ruskin on monotony. Consider the different ways in which change and monotony are presented to us in nature, both having their use, like darkness and light, and the one incapable of being enjoyed without the other. Change being most delightful after some prolongation of monotony, as light appears most brilliant after the eyes have been for some time closed. There is a sublimity and majesty in monotony, which there is not in the rapid or frequent variation. This is true throughout all nature. The greater part of the sublimity of the sea depends on its monotony. So also that of desolate moor and mountain scenery, and especially the subtlety of motion, as in the quiet, unchanged fall and rise of an engine beam. So also there is sublimity in darkness, which there is not in light. We don't know what will happen. All the gold in the world is distributed slowly and carefully as rings exchanged at weddings and after funerals. Berger on the sea. The sun is low in the sky and the sea is calm, like a mirror, as they say, only it is not like a mirror. The waves, which are scarcely waves, for they come and go in many different directions, and their rising and falling is barely perceptible, are made up of innumerable tiny surfaces at variegating angles to one another. Of these surfaces, those which reflect the sunlight straight into one's eyes sparkle with a white light during the instant before their angle, relative to oneself and the sun, shifts, and they merge again into the bluish black of the rest of the sea. Each time the light lasts for no longer than a spark stays bright when shot out from a fire. But as the sea recedes towards the sun, the number of sparkling surfaces multiplies until the sea indeed looks somewhat like a silver mirror. But unlike a mirror, it is not still. Its granular surface is in continual agitation. The further away the ricocheting grains, of which the mass becomes silver and the visibly distinct minority a dark leaden colour, the greater is their apparent speed. Uninterruptedly receding towards the sun, the transmission of its reflections becoming ever faster, The sea neither requires nor recognises any limit. The horizon is a straight bottom edge of a curtain arbitrarily and suddenly lowered upon the performance. I'd like to speak about this painting. On first glance it appears almost monochromatic, but on a closer look has quite a lot of detail within a range of colours: blacks, browns, reds and white. The problem with painting is that there's no time-based reveal as there is in a performance. Everything is laid bare from the first glance. However, a process of discovery is embedded in a painting because the longer one looks, the more one sees. In performance, the viewer is bound by convention to watch until the end and is compelled to see the whole piece, which takes place over the duration the performer has set. In contrast to the controlled time dictated by the performer, the painter works within a more democratic engagement, as the viewer can spend as much or as little time with the work as they want. A benefit to painting is that it is inherently fixed and made to last beyond the lifespan of the painter. On this very day, there were people looking at Goya's black paintings in the Prado in Madrid, which were painted in 1821, and those people were able to see the same materials, vital gestures and marks that Goya saw when he painted them directly on the interior walls of his own house. Significantly, in terms of questions about authenticity, of viewing experience, Goya's black paintings were removed from the plaster walls of his house after his death and they were fixed to canvases. The house has since been demolished, so the experience of seeing them in a huge white-walled museum surrounded by tourists is a world apart from how they were intended to be seen, which was by nobody but Goya himself. Probably the result of a troubled mind, his acute vital life force is expressively fixed in the 14 paintings that includes contorted figures of witches, old men eating soup and Saturn devouring his son. In this painting, the experience of it could be added to or could be reduced by knowing that the artist grew up on a farm and throughout her life had a deep connection to the land and the earth. This is evidenced by the colours and the textures resembling clods of earth. The red tones could also be evidence of the iron in the earth. Ruskin and iron. Because we cannot use a rusty knife or razor as well as a polished one, we suppose it to be a great defect in iron that it is subject to rust, but not at all. On the contrary, the most perfect and useful state of it is that ochreous stain, and therefore it is endowed with so ready a disposition to get itself into that state. It is not a fault in the iron, but a virtue, to be so fond of getting rusted, for in that condition it fulfills its most important functions in the universe and most kindly duties to mankind. Nay, in a sense, and almost a literal one, we may say that iron rusted is living, but when pure or polished, dead. The flashes of white break the monotony of the tone similarities, making the browns and the blacks richer in comparison, created by the use of wax and oil in the paint. The surface has taken a significant period of time and energy to achieve the end result. This painting is one of two still existing from a series of 4, which were last exhibited together in a retrospective in Stirling Smith Museum. A backstory is important in the promotion of an artwork, especially if the piece is non-literal and non-demanding. The reader of a supporting text is hooked by interesting information about the artist's artistic processes, their views or experiences. The vitality of a painting is no less immediate than a performance, but it is private and it endures. It holds a defiant protest, held together by disinterested materials that remain without judgment before, during and after the lifespan of the painting. Seneca, He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man. These paintings, this one of four, were painted using raw umber and burnt umber, which are earth pigments. Rose madder is from the madder plant, and titanium white is from titanium, found mostly in igneous rocks. The main colour is ivory black, which is made of burnt cow bones. The woman who made the painting was my friend Jean Hendry. And when Jean left us, my wife and I, the painting, she left a wee note with it and with the other paintings, which said, "Dear SNS," for Stephen and Susan. I'd like to add audience. Dear audience, this is my leavings, work in progress. Please be artists with it. If you feel like sharing it, or doing something with others, then I hope it will be fun, or inspiration. Whatever, wherever, whenever, I entrust it to you. Love, Jean.